Hi, this is the Numeric Citizen. In today's video, I'm excited to introduce the Craft Feature Request Board. But first, let me explain why I'm building this board for you today. First, you have to know that if you go on Slack and you use the feature request channel, you have to know that this content is gone after 90 days. So it means that people who are writing detailed requests, eventually those requests will be gone, and this is because the way Slack free tier subscription is working. And this is also one of the reasons why we often see the same request again and again, because as you start to write your own request, you don't know if this request has already been filed in the past, and there is no validation while you write if there is something similar already posted on Slack. So this is one of the reasons why I decided to build this this feature request board. The other reason is that I'm pretty sure over time some members of the craft team will actually be monitoring this board because of its intrinsic value, where you'll be able to fill in your feature requests. And if there are duplicates, then you will be able simply to upvote those already existing requests. So that's the other one reason why I think this should be done. And the third reason is that if you go on Circle and you want to file a request there, you'll see that on this section here, there's a few channel or sub page. There is nothing related to for making feature requests. So people ends up entering their requests all over the place. Sometimes it's in the general, sometimes it's in the ask for help. So it's scattered all over the place. And just because the craft team who put this circle community together didn't maybe think of the usefulness of creating a feature request channel. Another reason why you should be using a dedicated feature request board is there are rumors, or the craft team at some point made clear that there will be some changes coming to the Slack channel. And my expectation is that we may lose the feature request channel. I'm not sure about that, but I wouldn't spend too much efforts on writing feature requests in this channel on Slack. So I build a feature request board that you can see here, and let me explain how it works. First, to file a request, you need to be registered with the underlying service, which is called Canny.io. And registering is very simple. You can use your Google account if you want, or you can use your email and then fill in your name, and that's it. And this is required in order to be able to upvote existing feature requests or to file your own. The first thing I want to talk about is the changelog. The changelog is where I'll be making announcement or post updates regarding the board itself or something related to the board. You can follow those posts on the changelog using this RSS feed link here, and add that to your favorite RSS feed reader. So this is here the actual announcement of the creation of the feature request board, and you can see all the reasons why I've been putting that together. One thing I forgot to mention is that I'm not paid, or it's not related to the craft team itself. This is a personal initiative, and so don't expect them to request or answer question on this board, because I don't think they will do. So this is really a personal endeavor, and so I think it must be clear for you guys that this is not related to the craft team. Also, so this is a change log, and the feature request section here is where you will be able to write a title and a description or the details of your request. You can even attach images to your request so that you may explain in more details what you are talking about or what you are asking actually. And I'll be monitoring and moderating the content of this of those requests just to make sure that everything is clear and understandable. And also, if I feel that your request is being filed, but there is another one very similar, I may choose to merge those requests and put them into one to make things clearer. And so to kind of keep the database with unique feature requests. Also, so when you're seeing the feature request section over there, you can show the request by trending, the top one, and the new ones. If you go on the new one, you'll see that they are added in chronological order. And you can also see the top one, which is related to how many votes those requests got or how many comments those requests got. There's a trending depending on how many interaction people are having with those requests. You can click on that and see the actual request being explained. You can leave a comment if you want, or I'll be making sometimes comments or questions to make sure that people are kind of making things clear about the request. So, and you can upvote a request. If you want to do that and you are not registered with the platform, you'll need to use either your Facebook account, your Google account, or your GitHub account, or your email to register and be able to either upvote any requests or post comments or file your own feature request. The last thing I want to tell you about is the roadmap. Obviously, I'm not working for Craft. I don't know about their roadmap, so I cannot build the roadmap for that. What I'm doing here is that I'm using a roadmap in 3 sections like under review, plan, and in progress. Here under review are those requests that some people from Craft in the past publicly said that they are considering or seriously considering a request made by a user, like adding support for tags. This is something that the Craft team has been kind of vocal about that. They plan to do that in the future. So it's under review. I consider that to be under review. For features that are available on one part of Craft, like on the web editor, like the table of content feature, but is not actually available on the native app on the iPad, the iPhone, or the Mac. This is something that I will file under the plan feature request. So this is kind of pretty easy to file those in those two categories. And in progress, this is something again which the Craft team said that they would be working on that and to be waiting for the new feature. So this is how I'm planning to use those 3 columns. So that's pretty much what I had to say regarding this. What I would say is this regarding if you should continue filing a request on Slack or on Circle. My own take on that is that you should stop doing that because it's not the best place again to file requests there. You will lose content over time, and it's hard to kind of search and see what's going on regarding those past requests. So I would encourage you to consider writing your request there. And the last thing I want to say is this. If I ever see or get a request by one of the Craft team to hand over this board so they can get over and manage it themselves, then I'll be more than happy to hand over the feature request board so that they can continue maintaining it. And I think it's at the end of the day, it's kind of my goal, if I might say. I wish they will eventually ask me to hand over this so they can continue maintaining it. And by the way, I'm doing that for free. So that's it for the the Craft feature request board. Uh, Go ahead, file your requests, make sure that everything is in the right place at the right time so that your voice can be heard, and eventually maybe your feature request is fulfilled by a new release of Craft. Thanks for watching until the end, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any upcoming videos about Craft or anything else. Thanks again. Bye.